Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story, man, today's story is a really crazy one for a lot of reasons. One, it's pretty recent. Two, it involves my music in a way, so that's crazy. Don't really have any stories on this channel about that. This is definitely the first of its kind. And speaking of music, I have some news for you guys. I'm dropping a song literally in 2 days. It's called Adios, aka Butterfly 2. You heard that correctly. If I could describe this song, it's like literally the evolution of Butterfly 1. It's such a banger. I love this song. I really hope you guys like it. I'm going to put a link, first link in the description. It's the Presave link. It's not like my past Presave links. This one's entirely different. You sign up to it, and I can literally text you guys or email you guys. So if you sign up, you have a really good chance of getting the song early. I'm going to be sending out the song early to a bunch of people tonight. It's also like a legit phone number. So anything you send it message-wise, I can see and respond to. A couple people already signed up and they sent me some like really weird messages and they had no idea like it was a real number I could see and like read their messages and respond with. And I replied to a few of them and they kind of shit themselves and it was really funny. So yeah, keep that up. Anyway, yeah, if you do pre-save it, screenshot it, send it to me on Twitter. I'm going to try and follow you back. Or you can just message me through the pre-save because I'm going to be messaging people back all night and sending the song early. Anyway, enough promotion. I'm just excited. I haven't dropped a song in so long. I hope you guys love it. Anyway, yeah, this Friday. I'm stoked. Also, I'm live when this video goes up, so second link in the description if you want to come check that out. I'll be live with Facecam. I think I have to play Five Nights at Freddy's tonight because I've never played it before, so that'll be fun. And let's get into today's story time. So today's story time kind of involves my new song, which is funny. Not directly, but kinda. So today's story time all starts off as a normal day a few months ago at the studio. I don't really talk about it much, but I go to the studio almost every day for like an hour or two and work on new music. And yeah, I was at the studio with my engineer and we were hanging out making this new song. It was actually the song that's coming out on Friday, Adios. And yeah, I was at my first session for this song. I was writing it and recording it still. And the first hour of the session, nothing really happened. But the second hour, something insane happened. So the studio I was at, it isn't my studio, it's my engineer's, and he runs it out of his house. Like, he has a really crazy home studio, and that's how he runs it. And because it's run out of his house, sometimes weird things can happen. Like, sometimes his girlfriend will come home while we're recording, or like a friend will come over, or he's gonna knock on the door upstairs. And this was not what I expected. So this session, the first one for Adios, was very, very late running. Like, it ran late. We got there at like 5 p.m., started working on the song, and we went all the way until 2:30 in the morning. That's how long that session was. And I remember we recorded all the vocals, and at 2:30 a.m. we were done, and we were just kind of sitting there in the room, just like listening back to the demo, talking about the song. He was giving me ideas on what he thought about it. I was giving him ideas on what I want in the mix. Basically, we were just kind of chilling, kicking back, not doing much besides listening and thinking of ideas. And then, all of a sudden, while we're talking about it, I hear a really loud bang upstairs. And somehow he didn't hear it. And I looked at my engineer and I was like, yo, did you hear that? He was like, what? I was like, you didn't hear that. You're not fucking with me right now? He's like, nah, man, what? I was like, okay, well, there was just a really loud bang upstairs. And he's like, oh, it's probably my girl. Like, she gets home pretty late from work. His girlfriend worked at a grocery store and she worked night shifts. So sometimes she'd get home at 3, sometimes 6 in the morning. So yeah, he thought it was his girlfriend, and I believed him. I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably her. Probably just came in the door and slammed it. That's it, right? But then all of a sudden, we start hearing his dog upstairs start freaking the fuck out, like going insane. And he doesn't have a big dog. He has a pretty small one that's not very harmful. He's a very tiny little dog, but he's loud. And he doesn't freak out over nothing. So when he started freaking out like that, me and my engineer both looked at each other and we're like, okay, something's not right here. This isn't normal. So we both stand up and we start creeping up the stairs because the studio was in the basement and we were going up to the kitchen where we heard the noise and where the dog was barking. And we open the basement door, we get into the kitchen, and immediately we see a shattered window and there's glass all over the floor and the dog is freaking out on us. And immediately, me and my engineer both looked at each other, and we just knew exactly what happened. Somebody broke in. Someone broke into my engineer's house at the end of a fucking studio session while I was still there. So we didn't waste any time. We immediately turned around and went back downstairs as quietly as we could because we figured this dude, whoever broke in, was still in the house, and we didn't want to get hurt because they probably had a weapon and we had nothing. My engineer didn't have like any kind of protection. Like, it was definitely not a good situation. So we creep back downstairs, we close the studio door, and he locks it. Thank fuck he had the basement door and a studio door, so we had kind of like 2 layers of protection. The basement door didn't lock, but the studio door did. And we're sitting in the studio, and my engineer grabs his phone to call 911, and right as he's about to call 911, a text pops up from his girlfriend, and he reads it to me. He's like, yo, my girl's outside. She saw what happened. I was like, what? Let me see. And he shows me the text message, and the message reads, hey, don't go upstairs from the studio. Someone just broke in. I'm outside on the phone with 911. So his girl came home right as the person was breaking in. Like, she pulled into the driveway as the person was breaking in through the window, and he somehow didn't see her. So at this point, me and my homie, me and my engineer, we're both freaking out because, like, we just have to sit in this basement with the door locked. The guy could come downstairs at any moment and try and hurt us. And we're just down there, like, sitting ducks, and we have to wait for the cops to show up. And we're freaking out, right? But at the same time, we're in a really good spot in the house. Like I said, it was a locked door. It was like double pane glass, very hard to break, soundproof room. Like, we could talk at normal volume and the thief upstairs couldn't hear us because it was a soundproof studio. So that was good at least. But let me tell you, the minutes felt like hours. Like, we were only down there for probably 5-10 minutes until the cops pulled up. But we were down there just like counting the seconds, and it felt like an eternity. And I remember at one point, right as the cops were about to pull up, I saw a shadow in the stairwell. Like, I saw someone walk by, and I thought, okay, this is it. He's going to come downstairs and start trying to rob the basement and see us down here, and who knows, like, what's going to happen. But luckily, the shadow just passed by, so he didn't come downstairs. And then, about 2 minutes later, I see another shadow. This one's coming down the stairs, and then I see a leg and a person, and I was about to shit myself, and then I realized it was a cop, and the cops were in the house, and everything was safe. And they came downstairs, and they knocked on the door, they saw us. We opened the door for them. They escorted us upstairs to the front yard where my engineer's girlfriend was. We told them the whole story of what happened. So did my engineer's girlfriend. And right after we got outside and I saw her, I was like, yo, how did the thief, like, not see you? And I guess while she was pulling in the driveway, she noticed this thief crawling through the broken window, and she just turned her lights off, and he just didn't see. And yeah, she turned the car off after that and just sat in the driveway and dialed 911. Now, the thief that broke in didn't have a car. He walked up to the house and broke in. We know that because the girlfriend witnessed him breaking through the window with no car out front. And luckily, my engineer's girlfriend saw what he looked like, so she gave a pretty good description of the guy. He had no mask on, which is crazy. And literally, not even an hour, they found him one neighborhood over with everything he stole. So what happened was he broke in through the front kitchen window. He walked upstairs for about a few minutes, grabbed some stuff out of the master bedroom, some jewelry and stuff, and then broke a window in the master bedroom and crawled out that one and left. I don't know why he broke the master bedroom window, because you can just open it if you're already inside. But no, he wanted to be reckless and leave a fucking mess, so he broke that window too. And yeah, they found him literally one street over. He obviously got arrested. They pressed charges. He's in jail. Yeah, I literally didn't go to the studio for like a month after this because I was terrified. Obviously, I go there now and everything's all good, and he has security cameras now, but like, that was crazy. And I don't know, dude, like, the one spot I thought a story would never take place, the studio, it took place. It was like both of my worlds combined, my YouTube story world and my music world, like, combined in one night. But hey, I made a fucking sick song that night, and now I'm putting that song out and telling the story about how the song was made and how something crazy happened that night. I don't know, dude, it's just all coming full circle. It's sick. But yeah, guys, moral of the story is, don't break into people's homes. That's not okay, ever. Make sure you have your doors and windows locked at night before you go to bed. Make sure everything is secure. And get somewhere safe and call the cops immediately if you ever have something like this happen to you. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Crazy fucking story time. Really wild, like, full circle kind of moment here. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.